Hello everyone, my name is Isaiah Moeller, and if you guys don't know who I am a sound engineer. I do sound work for a church, and I was traveling for a while with a Southern Gospel group as their primary sound engineer. I have learned from the best, and I would like to talk about the difference between the Shure MV7, which I just bought today, and the microphone I've been using for a while, the Samson Q9U. So I'm going to talk about some physical differences. One, they're both cardioid pattern dynamic microphones. It's going to try and blur this, but this is the Samson Q9U. It has a different type of top, and of course you're going to speak into it just the same, but it has a bigger pop filter, and it also has a bigger, like much bigger speaking zone. This is about the same size as your SM7B, but there is a big difference in the way that these work. I bought this as my primary streaming microphone a couple of years ago. It kind of ended up broken. That's why I bought this today, is the headphone jack. I accidentally ripped some headphones out of it and destroyed the headphone jack, and so I needed to monitor. So I bought this instead. So some differences, or I bought this one instead. So with that being said, let's get into the differences. One, this is micro USB. What's cool is it's there's two wires that come in this box, micro USB to Type C, which is what I'm using, and micro USB to Type A, USB Type A. It has monitoring, so this is the charger. It has monitoring, and it even has just the same as this XLR built in. This is Type C. This box comes with Type C to Type C and Type C to Type A. It has monitoring, and then it has on the back, kind of like the Shure Shure SM7B, it has a mid boost and a high filter or high pass filter. This doesn't have that built onto the microphone, but what it does have it's hard to see. Anyways, what it does have is a mute button. And it has some really cool, it has a touch, they're all touch sensitive, so they're not actual physical buttons, they're all touch sensitive. It has a volume slider, so you can click it, kind of touch it and slide, and it turns up the monitoring volume, and you can hit another button and it switches between monitor volume and the volume of the microphone, actually the gain pickup technically. So that's that. And as you can tell, plosives on this device are not very good at all. I have this set through their app. Their app is called the Shure Plus Motive. To auto one, the plosives, because of this, it's so thin. Take it off. It's almost like it's non-existent. I know it doesn't seem, but I mean, it's literally like this thick. It's not very good. I'm gonna actually put this on it. I know this is so much bigger, but the plosives on this should work a whole lot better. Plosives. This was really good at keeping plosives away. It probably, I don't know how well it sends that, so it's the plosives on that, and then plosives. This does not work great. This works really good. This is a very much thicker one, just bigger and all the way, and I mean it creates some air gap too for the plosive part. It's not as bad. So I'm going to leave this one on here for the rest of the video. I'm probably going to leave this one on here permanently. This one won't fit on this. Anyways, I'm going to switch this back and forth. But this is what I've been talking about this through the whole time. This is what the Shure MV7 sounds like. Now I'm going to switch to the Samson Q9U microphone. So this is what the Samson Q9U sounds like. This is about the same distance as I was from the other one. Some very big differences you'll notice immediately is this one's a lot well, let me take these off. Okay, it's a lot deeper. There's not as much highs. It's also not very dynamic. It doesn't really carry my high-end hisses, my 1 to 5,000 hertz. It doesn't really carry it as well as the Shure SM7. It's really good. The mids on here are bad. That's why if you read any reviews, they'll tell you turn on the mid boost. I'm going to turn it on. So now the mid boost is on. It sounds a whole lot better. It sounds closer to this microphone, but not quite yet. There's a lot of lows in this one, and this one would be really good if you are like really into be really good for this kind of talking. But some things you'll notice, it doesn't have, I mean, every time I touch it, it makes noise. It's not good at all at reducing noise. I mean, it's not good at compressing the noise, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have a good stabilizer in it, is technically what it's called. It doesn't have a good stabilizer inside the microphone. So, I mean, anytime you move it, you're going to hear noise, and I promise you, you'll hear noise every time. Even trying to press the mute button, there's noise. There's noise pressing the mute button, which is not a good feature of the Samson Q9U at all. I'm going to switch back to the Shure. So the Shure is a lot brighter. It is a lot brighter, and there's not as much low end on this this microphone, the MV7. There's not as much low end. There's a lot more plosives. It's a lot it's not as deep, and this is all through USB. I'm not gonna do the XLR thing. I don't have an XLR. I use USB for these. My XLR is with my equipment somewhere else. So this is a lot brighter. It's quite a lot fuller, and actually through the app you can change it. This is neutral. This is dark. I prefer dark a lot. I think dark sounds more natural, and this is bright. I think bright is, I mean, it's too bright, but it's not as bad as the natural. I definitely think natural is the worst, and this is the near as well. I also have set it to auto, so I think dark tone is the best. Totally think dark is the best. I'm going to save this preset as preset dark. So I think dark is the best sounding one. I think this is the best preset there, but plosives on dark are also insane. So I'm going to switch. So the Shure app for the Shure app, the Motive, Shure Plus Motive, gosh, I can't speak today, is a fantastic app. It's really cool that it comes with it. You don't need it to use it. It is definitely plug and play through USB, which is really nice. This is crooked. I don't like it. So some things that I've read online about the Shure SM7B versus the MV7 is that the pot filter that you buy or you can use for the SM7B is the same. You can buy it and it fits the same as this, so I suggest that's what you would go with if you're going to buy this microphone. Buy this and then that pop filter for the SM7B, because that pop filter fits almost perfectly, and it helps so much with the plosives, because this one's trash, honestly. It really does suck. I mean, it's almost as bad as not having it on there, but it looks better this way. And some things is that this microphone as well is heavy. It's 4 pounds. This one is probably like 2.5. This is a heavy microphone. It's heavier than the SM7B. It's designed to look like it. I mean, it does look like it with the stupid pop filter on it. This is an XLR and USB. This is an XLR and USB. This originally came out at $200. I'm pretty sure it has dropped to $100. So I'm pretty sure they've dropped it. Yeah, they've dropped it $100. So I would not buy it. Not if you only want to spend $100 on a microphone, get it. Absolutely, it is. It came out when it first released. When I first bought it as well, it came out as $100 or $200. Now it's dropped down to $100. If you want to spend a microphone that is $100, I definitely suggest the Samson Q9U. I wouldn't buy it for anything more than $150. But if you want a XLR and USB microphone, I definitely suggest you buy the Shure MV7. It sounds the best. It's not as full as the $400 SM7B, which I do not suggest you ever buy unless you are a professional singer. Podcasting, you don't need it. It's overkill. It is the most overkill you will ever buy. It is insane. It is way too much money. You also would have to buy for that one an arm. For the weight, well, you don't have to. You could buy a tripod thing, but you wouldn't want to do that for that microphone. You would want an arm. So a good arm is $100. You can buy a cheap one like this off of Amazon for $20-$30. So with that, you'd probably want to buy a good one because it's really heavy like this. This microphone, this arm doesn't even hold up this microphone. I would buy a heavier duty one than the $20-$30 ones you can buy off Amazon. So let's say at $400 for that microphone plus a good boom arm is what I call them. Boom arms is an extra $100 plus like a Cloud Lift XLR or an XLR to USB audio interface. Can run you anywhere between, like, you can buy a cheap one for like $50, but the good ones that you're going to want to use like an extra 100. Especially with phantom power, you definitely want phantom power. You can buy cheap ones, but like $40. But really, I mean, you're going to want a good one. Elgato sells a really good one. Their Wave XLR to USB Type-C. That would be a fantastic one to get because it also does have live monitoring. It's $160. It's actually on sale right now for $120. I'm going to leave all of these links in the description if you guys want to buy them. But this is the USB for the Shure MV7. I bought it today. I think it sounds good. Something you're going to want to understand too, the monitoring is not that good either. You're not going to hear the monitoring. I have the, these are the Sennheiser Momentum 4s, and they do not work while on. You cannot leave these on and plug it in. You actually hear an echo. For these, you actually have to turn them off, and they do not sound good. I tried them with other headphones. They sound fine, but just know that the monitoring sounds fine. Just you got to make sure that you have decent headphones. I don't know why these headphones do not work with microphones. They don't work with this one. They don't work with the Samson Q9U. Just know that if you're an audiophile, the Sennheiser Momentum 4s. The Sennheiser Momentum 4s do not work well with these. It sounds dog water. It does sound like dog water. I've had to stop recordings already to listen. So don't do that. But I've tried other headphones. I have plenty of other headphones. I have I have Behringers, and I've tried cheaper headphones. I even have IEMs from K-Bear. But they sound fine. Monitoring's okay. It definitely doesn't sound as good. The monitoring isn't 100%, so you're not going to hear 100% of the quality through those headphones. That's okay, because really when you're monitoring, that's not what you're doing. You don't want to hear 100%. You just want to hear if you're muted. Oh, bye-bye. And what happened? What happened? There we go. You don't want to hear. You don't want to hear 100%. You don't have to hear 100% of how you sound. You just want a quick understanding how you're going to sound and kind of be able to hear yourself as you talk, especially when you're live streaming. So if you decide to buy this, cool. I don't have an affiliate link because I suck. I probably could, but nah. I'm not doing that to y'all. I don't need money. I do, but you know what I mean. Anyways, that's what I suggest. If you guys have any questions, ask in the comments. I definitely, in the future, okay. So the reason why I'm not doing the XLR is because I don't have an XLR to USB interface. I don't need that for audio engineer work. Everything is XLR, just XLR to XLR is unique. But so I suggest getting this microphone. If you want a cheaper price point, this one's good for now. There's a reason why it dropped from $200 to $100, because it does not fend well. It does not fight very well. It's good quality. I mean, it's heavy steel. None of it's plastic. Well, yeah, none of it's plastic. It's all steel. I like this too, because this guy spins, so it's easier to screw on. Except for to screw the whole thing, you can just use that. This one doesn't turn. This whole thing. So I know this is all over the place. This is kind of a last-minute planned deal. I thought it was going to be fun, and it is fun. But I definitely, yeah. So this wins. App 100% wins. So, bye.